This segment brought to you in association with Burger King.
It's sports time now, and Damien Best joins us with this Sports Night. Damien, finally some cricket to smile about.
Well, definitely, Lisa. We've got the biggest party in sports coming up. The wait is over. The 2019 Hero Caribbean Premier League T20 tournament gets underway tomorrow with a rematch between last year's finalists. Now, the defending champions, Trinbago Knight Riders, are taking on the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots at Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. Not so good news though for the Knight Riders after they suffered a setback in the lead up to the match, with captain Dwayne Bravo injuring his finger during practice. Now the injury could see the all-rounder miss a significant portion of the tournament. Consequently, Kerwin Pollard will lead the team in his absence. Pollard captained the Barbados Tridents, then he moved to the St. Lucia Stars in 2018 before being picked in this year's draft as TKR's marquee player.
Trinbago Knight Riders as a team, defending champions, pressure is going to be on. All the teams are going to be, sort of coming for us in that sense. So I think, for us it's a bit more difficult in terms of having to come onto the field, and always have our A game on. But, having said that, your aim is always to, try to win the tournament. But, sometimes you set small goals, and, his first goal for us is trying to qualify, being in that top four, and, then when the playoff comes, if you take it from there. But again, as in everything else, fairly confident.
Meantime, Patriots captain Barbadian Carlos Brathwaite says his squad is up for the challenge.
You're here because you want to win, but you need to set smaller goals and you need to take it one game at a time. That was actually discussed in our team meeting after practice today. So whilst we are confident that we can not only get into the top four and then eventually win, we want to just take it game by game. We also know the weather should play a big part, or would play a big part coming on to the tournament. So it's how you handle even defeats, making the margin as small as possible, and then when you are on top, trying to win as big as possible, so your net run rate is in your favor, as we think it can come into play.
So tomorrow's match starts at 6 p.m. with live coverage on MCTV Sports Max 1. Now, in related news, the organizers of the CPL and Cricket West Indies have already agreed to a tournament window for the 2020 season. Next year's competition will take place between August 19th and September 26th. Well, we can tell you the Barbados Tridents are continuing to give back to the discipline of cricket, and that was evident when they visited the Republic Bank Crick Mechanic Camp at Harrison College yesterday. CBC's Sean Green was there.
The camp, which normally focuses on the technical aspects of the game, has had an injection of experience, with a few members of the Tridents paying a visit. But camp coordinator Corey Edwards says a player's attitude and approach is just as important as his technical skill.
There's always potential, but at the end of the day, what we try to do as coaches too is harness that potential in terms of trying to have the kids with the right attitude. Because a lot of the time you'll find a fellow with the best ever potential, but then what's happening is he might want to get on a certain way because he feel that it should happen that type of way. But no, we as the adults gotta stop him and let him understand, well, this is how cricket is played. You can't get on that, so already there are rules to the game. So that's what we are all about at Crick Mechanics as well. Because sometimes the fella that you might not necessarily give that chance to, that he might not be as talented as the real top boy, he could come out and be the shining light.
Trident player Raymond Reefer, who conducted several drills with the youth, says it's been a pleasure.
It was a pretty good experience, all the kids pretty interested and, willing to learn.
Okay, what do you think about the potential of what you've seen so far?
There's some good potential here, to be honest, sky's the limit for some of these guys here, so just hope they live up to your expectation.
How important do you think it is for members of the Tridents team, of the CPL team, to come out and rub shoulders with the youngsters?
I think it's very important because we all started at this stage as well, and experiences like this is what kind of help us to move on to the next level.
Marketing officer of the Republic Bank is Lisa Knight Williams.
Republic Bank has been sponsoring CPL from 2016. We are now a partner, the banking partner of CPL, and as such, we've asked the Tridents to come on board as part of their activation to help the young boys with the cricket and give them some tips and to be actually interacting with them. You know, as young children, you get excited when you see your players on television in person. So the boys have been out for the whole morning and they're quite enjoying it.
Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Sean. The Barbados Tridents' first match of the 2019 Hero CPL will be against the Ghana Amazon Warriors at Providence on September 9th. Well, a West Bengal court has issued an arrest warrant against India pacer Mohammad Shami in a case of domestic violence filed by his wife Hassin Jihan. Now, he's been asked by the court to surrender within 15 days of his return from the current tour of the West Indies. Last March, Jihan had filed criminal charges against Shami, including attempt to murder, cruelty and violence. According to Salim Rahman, Shami's lawyer, the charge sheet did not contain any of the serious criminal offenses Jihan had pressed against the player and his family. Rahman said Shami was among the various people who deposed before the police finalized the charge sheet. The warrant will come into effect only if Shami does not take legal recourse. Reports are the case is unlikely to affect Shami's professional career at the moment, as the BCCI is believed to be treating it as a domestic matter and will not wait for the final court order. The higher level basketball academy Flights are the inaugural winners of the BABA Under-14 Summer Jam Rally after chalking up victories against the Pinelands, Pelicans and Cocos. CBC's Sean Green reports.
This game featured the Flights in yellow against the Pelicans. Rashid Moore to Aiden Wallace for 2. And here they go again, only from a greater distance. Moore gets it inside to Michael Watts as he finished the job. Pelicans time to shine. Naeem Hines to Nathaniel Blackman for an easy layup. Moore on the go once more, dribbling around these guys to find Wallace, who finds Christian Taylor. Jump shot attempted by Pelicans and nailed beautifully. That's JL Felicien. Second half, and Tashawn Yard with the opportunity, and he blew it. But Blackman, though, was there to back up his man. Naid Brown passes to Yard, finding Felicien, who produces the goods with 7 in the second half in this close game. But it was too little too late as the Flights took the game by 1, winning 17-16. This is Flights again, this time sporting the black and blue kit against the Cocos in the red, who allow Moore to do this. Assist to Taylor, easy bucket. Cocos rallying their troops just outside the area. Nathan Ford hesitates a bit, then he pulls the trigger on the shot and nails it. Flights in full flight here. Wallace with the bounce pass to Walks, who's allowed to sneak through for 2 of his 4 in the half. And of course, there's Taylor, who poured in 12 in the game. Taylor in the second half, picking up from where he left off, turning around and dropping another 2. Rear scoring up for the Cocos, number 63, Sami Kazan. But there weren't enough of those from his team as the Flights took this game as well, winning 25-9. Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Well, in another result, the champions Flights hammered Pinelands 28-3.